if my lady give herself to you, I never had her.
Yeah.
I've already lost her, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is just to give another young man a piece of advice, right? If she gave herself to another guy, bro, you never had her. That's just what I've learned. Because there's no way that the woman that you love and loves you would do something that extreme. If the bond between you two meant anything to her. Like it's just no way, right? So that's first thing. And because of that, it's not worth going to jail.
Nah, bro.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. And I get it. You know, you're traumatized by what you're seeing emotionally. Your emotions is shattered
Yeah.
in the spot. If you can get out of there, I would say get the heck out of there, bro. You know
Yes,
what I
sir.
mean?
I come from a troubled past, the mind of a double standard. I write with the other hand. You might misunderstand them. Just take a closer look. You can see the bread upon us. I make history for a living. Men of honor.
I swear something magical happens when you find your niche. What up? What up? What up, good people? Happy New Year. You know what I mean? Today we want to welcome you guys back to another episode of the Poem Perspective. And accompanying me is my brother Ken Gamboa. I am your host, Hash Potent, and you are now tuned into the Poem Perspective. You heard? Now, before we start this episode, I just want to take a moment to shout out the cigar lounge that we are shooting this episode in today.
Sweet Lips.
Sweet Lips. You
Sweet
feel me?
Lips.
Sweet Lips Cigar Lounge. We're over here in Third Ward. You know what I'm saying? And just want to shout out the owner Moses for allowing us to do our thing here tonight.
Does
You know
Moses
what I
want to
mean?
get in the shot?
Yeah, yeah,
Moses declined.
yeah.
But yeah, we are at Sweet Lips Lounge, and it is a great honor. Just want to thank Moses for allowing us to shoot at the
For
venue.
sure, for sure.
This is a beautiful spot.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah.
great minds walk through here.
Yep.
There's a great source, and it all starts with the man. You just saw him right here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You just hopefully the
Yes,
shot
sir.
in the head.
Yeah, hopefully it got him.
Yeah,
But yo, I
but
had the pleasure to meet him tonight.
Moses, stand-up guy, and
Yeah.
you know, if you are a black man, a black woman, and you are in the Houston area, I think that this is a great place for you to come and fellowship and meet other bright minds.
Yeah, network.
I mean, what do you think, Has, as you look around, brother?
It gives me the vibe of a nice hole in the wall, like somewhere in the hood, but you know, it's still laid back. It's giving lounge vibes. You know what I mean? Me particularly, I'm not really like a smoker, but I like the idea of sitting in here and being able to meet other great minds, like Ken said,
Oh, man.
and just politic with people, man. There's a lot of guys with bread that sit in here, like
We're
you know
gonna
what I
get
mean?
to that too.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll be able to record a little something for y'all.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
like on the behind the scenes
Yeah,
thing.
sure, sure.
But right now, we're gonna get started with this episode.
Yeah,
First
yeah.
episode of 2020.
First
my bad.
episode. Well, first
Yeah.
of all, man, how
Well,
you feeling, Ken?
Well,
'Cause
first of all, how was the new year?
Oh.
How did you bring in the new year, Hash?
Okay, so this new year, I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't a major hype for me to celebrate. I think because I was doing some internal healing myself. Because I usually celebrate with, you know, the person that I'm with. You know what I'm saying?
You got your love, your boo thing.
Yeah,
your
yeah. You know what I'm
other.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this year wasn't like that. So, which was not a bad thing. So I was on some shit like I just wanted to go to sleep and wake up in 2026 type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it wasn't no
Stay up.
Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't trying. And I really want to celebrate, guys.
Yes.
I really want to have an all-out celebration, bringing in the new year, right? But for some reason, it's been like rough times. But I'm not complaining. I'm grateful. I think the time in isolation was needed. So it was still a blessing to bring the new year in the house. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't really do much. I don't even think I had something to drink, bro. I just kind of was like,
I was pretty sober New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Yeah, I didn't drink. You know, my goal has for this year, you know, is to put my body first.
Your body, okay.
You know, now I'm not saying I'm gonna stop drinking.
Yeah.
But just measuring it to where it happens. If I do it,
it's on
it's
occasion.
A special occasion.
Okay.
You know, I'm doing it on certain occasions.
Yeah.
Maybe when I with you, you know, we
celebrating the moment.
But
yeah.
I feel like most people today, or just in general, they use it as a coping mechanism.
Yeah, it's true.
And I don't want to do that. So for me, I want to be able to do it to celebrate something special.
Yeah.
You know,
I like the idea of celebrating. I feel like if you had a good year, and you have accomplished something major,
man,
I feel like New Year's is worth a celebration.
Yeah.
On those terms, right? But and I think it's more enjoyable in my experience if you're sharing it with someone.
Mm-hmm.
Like for some reason that makes it all the more joyful, right? But yeah, any major accomplishment that you've achieved, I think like it's a beautiful thing to be able to celebrate that going into the new year. You know what I mean? So but you know, with regards to what you were saying, I think, you know, if you're taking care of yourself, I want to say 95% of the time, if you do decide to enjoy a drink on a moment's notice, I think it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I think it's okay.
Everything
right?
in moderation.
In moderation, right? So, and you look pretty good, bro. You take care of yourself, so
hard
you know.
work.
So you know, I think you can't go wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But so your new year, you know, you in 2026. We're all in 2026. First episode of
2026. Yeah.
And this has been waiting because there was a hiatus for December.
It's true. It was really busy, and we couldn't really get the gang together. And I really apologize for the break because we got a lot of material that's just sitting, right?
We got so much coming for y'all.
With respect for the rest of the team that's with me, you know, everybody was tied up with different engagements and stuff, so we couldn't get together. But
that's no more. You know, we're gonna set a tempo. We're gonna set a pace for 2026.
Yeah.
The poem perspective. Is definitely gonna come back into play. We're not gonna take long ass pauses like
no. I mean, I try my best to, you know, let you guys know what's going on in between, whether that be via posting on TikTok or something.
And has been posting. He's been working.
Yeah, I've been doing
Y'all
my
check
thing.
out the TikTok.
Yeah. I've been posting
and he's been saying some wise, you know, things, brother. You've been saying some things that make people think that you know it's not just noise. So when y'all got time, you know, check out Hash's.
And my handle is the same all across the board. It's HashPotent1. So it's HashPotinTINTHA1, all one word. You can find me. Just Google. You're gonna see all my pages. But that's my handle for TikTok as well as Instagram, right? But I want to shout out my followers and the people from abroad that's been engaging. I've been getting tremendous love from people from abroad, and I really want to shout them out every chance I get. A lot of people from Africa, you know, from different parts of China.
Ain't that crazy?
Amazing.
Like we on this side of the world, and you got people taking in all the game and wisdom and whatever tools they're finding that we giving out, putting out there. You got people all the way on the other side of the world.
I'm telling you, bro.
Man, how does that feel, bro?
Bro, it's a beautiful thing, bro. Yesterday, I got an invite to come to Kenya in my comments yesterday. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I had a lady, you know, and I think her name was Victoria. Shout out to Victoria. She said to me, I want to invite you to Kenya.
And let me be real with y'all. Victoria, I mean, you showed me a picture of Victoria. It's something serious, man.
Let me tell you something. I've always known
that's serious.
Black women in Africa something beautiful. That's all I need to say. You know what I mean?
It's a big world, and
it's a huge world.
There's beautiful women on
Yeah.
the other side of the pond.
Yeah.
100%.
But man, the type of engagement I've been having with the out of towners, man, has been insane. I'm talking about the love is ridiculous, and it's kind of disappointing because I don't get the same engagement in the United States or people close by. Like people out in our circle, they tend to, if they feel like you're getting too much shine, people tend to, want to throw shade, or they
start hating.
Yeah, they hate
start
on you.
Envy.
You know what I'm
Envy
saying?
starts to play into the game instead of celebrating.
Yeah, but y'all could get this love too, man. I don't do no discriminating. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna go regardless. That's one thing y'all gonna know about me. Absolutely nothing gonna stop this move that I got. Nothing. You understand what I'm saying? And that could go either way. You know what I mean? So I don't do no discriminating, but I'm mind blown by the people that have been showing me insane love from outside of the United States, right? So and it's cool. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna sew up a bunch of folks out there, and we're gonna loop back around to the United States and pick up everything we left off. Like for real. So, but no, it's been beautiful, man. TikTok has allowed me to do my thing, and I'm just working on consistency, so you guys could always be a part of what I'm doing. You know what I mean? So, because this whole thing about engagement and algorithm, I'm still grasping the effects and the importance of this, right? So it's been a journey, man. But yeah, I'm thankful. I've had a good experience. I seen a couple posts you made too, Ken, but
I was able to do some stuff during that whole busy period. Yeah,
because I ain't gonna lie, I know you've been busy.
Man, listen.
I know you've been busy.
It was mentally so hard to get through that physically. You know what I'm saying? Just be working all the time. Yeah. But I'm blessed enough that I had a job to do. You know what I'm saying? To get a paycheck from. Yeah. But I don't want to allow, and this is for between me and Hash and even everybody, the viewers, we can't stop. We won't stop. Ain't no stopping. This momentum. This is the main thing. This movement. This show
for sure
is the important.
And to be honest with you, we're too late in the game to stop. I mean, it's people are watching at this point.
And we've been putting out some good stuff. Yeah, it was just about starting.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, once we got things in the gear, man, things can just start to flow. But me and Ken always had a chemistry. It was really easy. It's really easy for us to just pull up and
that's right.
We get to going. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to, involve Erica as well as Melissa, because I feel like that they bring something to the table too. But I understand Christmas holidays is extremely busy for anybody in business. So man, I understand why it was so hard, but it's cool. We pick back up, bro. Get the stick popping. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, first of all, I want you guys to, if you guys been watching us, to take the moment, you know what I'm saying, to like and subscribe. That's if this content is to your liking, right? If you've been watching us, you've been liking what we do, please subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'm at 4.9. I need to get to 5K.
And if y'all like anything and we saying anything that y'all find useful in your personal life, share the video.
For sure. Share the video.
Love.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, either way, we're gonna push this at every platform we can get, right? But 100%. It would be helpful if you guys, you share it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person, if I come across some content that I like and it captures my attention, and I could see it's somebody else that's trying to do their thing, I'm going to follow.
Thanks.
I'm going to surprise, at least give you a chance to see what I can grasp from it and what you're about to do. You know what I mean? While, rendering support. So I don't really do no holding back. I know some people do that, but I'm not that type of guy. Like I like to support and show love freely, because really, it costs nothing.
It costs nothing to hit that subscribe button.
It costs nothing.
It costs you nothing to hit that like button.
Bro. Yeah.
All it costs is a micro amount of energy to hit that finger, move that booth. If you're on the phone, just click that like and that subscribe. If you're on the computer, just slide your finger on the mouse pad.
Real talk.
And
it's
show
super
some love.
easy.
You know, just show some love, man.
And don't let hate hinder your blessing. Don't let that thing hinder, because you're gonna see these faces a lot moving forward. Right. So, you could get some of this game, man, and apply it in your personal life. But tonight, man, I thank Moses for allowing us to do our thing. Once again, we're at Sweet Lips Cigar Lounge in 3rd Ward, and it's a really nice vibe in here. It's very mellow. You know what I'm saying? It's giving black excellency in a small spot. You know what I mean?
Definitely black excellence.
So, yeah.
You go on that side, seeing pictures of Jack Johnson, first black heavyweight champion. They got Muhammad Ali pictures up there. You know, it's just black is beautiful in here.
Is that Blueface up there?
Man,
I might be wrong, huh?
You might think you might be wrong.
Blueface don't be on no, nobody.
Blueface might be getting love at Sweet Lips. Who knows,
yeah. Wait, is that Marcus Garvey over there?
I believe so.
Oh, Malcolm X.
I believe that might be Marcus Garvey.
Yeah.
But we'll go ahead and shoot.
We'll do
like
a little cameo.
On the outtakes. Yeah, we'll do like a little shot. So
so you guys can see.
Probably posted on
on the stories.
TikTok,
on the story on TikTok. So
y'all be able to check it out on what we see.
Yeah. Right. But tonight, man, tonight's topic, we are discussing the topic life after infidelity, right? Now, this is a thing that I want to say not everybody have dealt with, because I've talked to some people who thankfully have never been exposed to this level of infidelity, right?
What inspired the topic, though?
The topic?
What
inspired so me and Ken was talking, as we usually do, in a shop, and I think we was watching a show.
That was a cold show.
Yeah, what was it?
I forgot the name. You knew the name.
Okay, wait. It's called His and Hers?
His and Hers.
Oh,
yeah, His
okay.
and Hers. Yeah.
His and Hers, and it's crazy because if you guys watch His and Hers, anybody that watch His and Hers, you know what I'm talking about.
Don't even spoil it for them, because it's, the twist. Oh,
yeah,
man.
There's a lot of plot twists in there. You know what I'm saying? But there's the lead star. I forgot her name, but she is the wife of, I think she's a news reporter, and her husband is a FBI agent, right?
Yeah.
And they're still married, but they're both having like affairs outside, and it just seems like through the majority of the show, I didn't really see anybody trying to go forward with a divorce, but they both was clearly having outside relationships. Right now, this was also going on in Reasonable Doubt, where it seemed like, now you don't get to see these type of relationships often, but it seemed like they was trying to televise the idea of you could have a relationship after having infidelity in your marriage.
Or just infidelity happening, period, right? In first place, and then moving on from...
Honestly, bro,
right.
In my mind, I feel like if you're going to step out of the marriage, be divorced.
And we talking about Hash is a real lover man. Like, that man believes in love. He is for pro-love.
Yeah, I'm pro-love. I'm not going to lie to you. I wish I could deflect from what he's saying, but that's me. 100%. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Yeah, I can't be, in a relationship and we both just outside stepping out on each other. Right now, that's one thing, right?
Yeah.
But to catch your spouse getting cheeks clapped,
man,
I think that is insane work to me, fam.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? Because and to really break this down from our perspective, like, how do you come back from that? Like, how do you come back after you witness this
betrayal?
Type of... Yeah, it's a betrayal.
It's a betrayal.
It's a betrayal. And, my thing is, like, I feel like once you've seen this, it is permeated into your subconscious. Like, literally. and I'm speaking from experience, guys, so I know how this thing feels, right? But before we get into all of that, to me, the idea of a relationship after me witnessing that my significant other stepped out, or to make it even worse, seeing the act
Yeah.
visually,
Damn.
bro, I don't know what we could
So you're
have.
not even talking about just hearing about it, seeing a text message. You're talking about seeing the flesh, like two that they both going at it, and you right there looking at the whole scene unravel in front of you.
And bro, on a serious note, all jokes aside, the two is different. Like if you was to suspect, you might have seen a text message in somebody's phone, or you was to hear that your spouse might be doing some stuff behind your back. That's completely different from walking into the room where he or she was or is, and witnessing sexual intercourse happening between somebody you love and an outside person.
Man,
That's a whole different level of psychological
that's
damage
crazy because
and
I
emotional
just
damage.
seen a video today. I was just scrolling through TikTok, and I just seen a video of a guy who caught his wife in bed with another man. Now I don't know the context of what happened before that, but he had come home and it was nighttime. He
Mm,
came home and went into the room of his house. This is his house. Goes up to the main bedroom where he's staying at. His wife's supposed to be staying there. His girl, I'm not sure what the marital status was there, but she was in bed with a whole nother man. Mind you, he's like, man, like I can't believe it. Like, he's talking into the video,
yeah,
recording everything. I'm sure because this is gonna be useful in the court of law.
yeah.
But then the most messed up part of that whole situation was he says, "Man, where my kid at?"
Mm,
She grabbed the kid, a toddler. It looked like about 8 months,
hmm.
and put the toddler in another room, sleeping on the floor. On
Bro,
the floor, has not on the bed, just on the floor of another
yeah,
room with the
yeah,
door shut while she's in another room getting her cheeks
yeah.
rearranged by a
But
man that's not
yeah,
her
he's not
husband.
not her husband, right? So,
Damn, man.
and honestly, like I say, there's so many dynamics of uh emotional trauma in situations like this that you can't put this into one space, right? Because, like, first of all, there's several dynamics in the sense of when he walked in, when you walk into your house to come to such a traumatic surprise, you're not necessarily thinking about recording nothing. I'll be honest with you, bro. I mean, the first thing that's coming to mind is to put one of these two niggas out of their misery.
Right,
If I'm being honest, right?
right.
And God forbid you have reach of a pistol or a firearm, you could literally kill somebody in the moment because
Blind rage, man.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it hurt.
because they call it a crime of passion. The court honors it as a crime of passion for a reason. It's understood because this is a matter that has to do with the heart and the vows that uphold marriage. So it's like so many barriers and laws being broken in this act that it's insane to me. Um, whoever is on the victor of this, they're gonna suffer a lot of emotional damage, right?
So let's talk about cheating and infidelity, Hash. Especially when we
Okay.
talk about marriage, man. Like you
Okay.
married. Like this ain't even your girlfriend. This is your wife, right? If somebody's unhappy, well, first of all, the real question is cheating ever justified in any way?
Um, honestly, if I'm being honest, it's not that it's justified, but if you, it takes two people to contribute to cheating to end up being an outcome.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that is there has to be some form of neglect in
Right.
the relationship that we have to honor in some way
What do
because
you mean by neglect? When you say
okay,
neglect,
so
yeah.
okay, so if in a lot of instances what leads to people cheating, it's typically neglect on both sides. I mean, a female might feel she's not getting something in the marriage, and but also there's steps, because even if you feel like you're not getting something, you have to first voice it,
Yeah.
voice the problem. Let
Yes.
your significant other know, hey, look, this is something that's bothering me, and I feel
Yeah.
like I would want to give you the opportunity to address it before.
Talking about effective communication.
It has to be,
Mm-hmm.
because and a lot of times before you get to the act of cheating physically, I feel like people already exercise these measures. That's why it leads to going to cheating, right? Now, in some cases, everybody stand on different morals. In some relationship, cheating is a no-go. Like I'm talking about, I know a lot of people, we could have a bunch of differences, but the minute you decide to take the commitment that we have and bring a third party in it that we didn't agree to, it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. So
Yeah.
and I respect that. My thing is, I've actually caught someone that I cared about at the moment having sex with somebody
Damn,
else,
man.
so I know the emotional damage that can do as well, just by seeing it, right? Because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Right.
It's one of those things, right?
What does that do to a man, Hash? Like when you, if you feel comfortable speaking on that, when you supposedly have this person's word, right? Have this idea of what this trust that y'all are supposed to
Hmm.
uphold between each other, and you personally walk into a room or a setting where you see this person cheating on you and in bed with another man, how did that make you feel, and how do you process that in that moment, man?
Um,
That sounds painful.
it's very painful. Okay, so I can relate to the aspect of coming in to to this unpleasant surprise and reacting on impulse, like,
Mhm.
because a lot of times it's gonna hit you right here, and the
Right.
first thing you would do when you feel hurt is you want to hurt somebody else. It's
Right.
just a
Yeah.
chain reaction,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and it's a human response. It's not nothing strange. It don't matter what caliber of human being you are. If you love somebody, I think to catch someone in the act of cheating, especially to the extent of having sex,
Mm.
that could send you through the roof. For a guy, it hits home, and for some women, I know some women to take that like a fatal blow to the heart, and they would react too. You
Then
know.
left eye. Uh,
Oh yeah, burnt. Yeah, I'm
remember
telling you.
that?
Yeah,
Burnt that whole house
yeah,
down,
burnt
man.
the crib down,
Yeah.
because the thing is, I think we can all say the same. Is the idea of you sharing such a personal, intimate bond that's usually between you and your spouse.
Yeah.
You now decided to give your love or give this person love to somebody else.
Mhm.
That right there is like devastating, right? So, and me, unfortunately, I had the experience before, um, long time ago, and I was younger, and I reacted because I was hurt. I was really hurt, and I couldn't believe how bold she was to just do that. Like I
Yeah,
could,
man.
she was very bold, and man, I'm talking about this has to be. I think my oldest son was 1 year old at the time,
Hmm.
so we talking about at least 18 years ago,
Damn,
right?
man.
And I remember verbatim what took place that night, right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how
And
etched it is
yes,
in your
into your
mind.
subconscious, because the thing is, once again, this is where the visual has a major impact on your psyche, right? So, and you can't unsee it. I reacted that night, and went to jail. And when you go to jail, the sad, especially if God forbid, you didn't take somebody's life in the moment. Um, every day, every night you're in jail, this is playing on your mind in the midst of total disaster on the inside of the correctional facility, because now you're separated from the outside. You can't be You can't fix things if with your loved ones. Um, you can't talk it out. You can't walk, go somewhere else for some peace. And now, in a case where the guy goes to jail, she's now open to keep on doing the same thing,
That's right.
especially
And
if
you
she,
locked up
and you.
suffering inside a facility, man.
Hmm. Hmm.
Hmm.
And me personally, I've learned a lot from that situation, man. And for anybody that can relate to what we're talking about, you know exactly how this can feel to you. I'm pretty sure there's quite a bit of people that have witnessed their significant other stepped out. Um, I've come to learn that in the case with a man and a woman, right? If if my lady give herself to you, I never had her.
Yeah.
I've already lost her, right?
Yeah.
So, and this is just to give another young man a piece of advice, right? If she gave herself to another guy, bro, you never had her. That's just what I've learned. Because there's no way that the woman that you love and loves you would do something that extreme if the bond between you two meant anything to her. Like it's just no way, right? So that's first thing. And because of that, it's not worth going to jail.
Nah, bro.
I'm sorry.
Nah.
I'm sorry. I don't give a damn. And I get it. You're traumatized by what you're seeing emotionally. Your emotions is shattered
Yeah.
in the spot. If you can get out of there, I would say get the heck out of there, bro. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
as a man, it's easier said than done, right? At the end of the day, to tell someone, hey, man, control yourself, try to hold back making worse decisions that could affect the rest of your life.
Yeah.
But you got to, because like you
Yeah.
said, and we already put on the table, you're going to do something crazy like, at worst, kill somebody,
Kill somebody.
send
Yeah.
somebody to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And the judge ain't gonna look at you and be like, oh, I understand, we're gonna let you go, she cheated, go ahead about your day, pat you on the back and let you go. No, my guy, you're gonna go to jail, you're gonna go to prison for a couple years
Yeah.
for murder,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and while you in prison rotting away, giving up 15 years,
Yeah.
20 years of your life for putting somebody away and sending them to the grave, that person that you was mad at, that hurt you, that did all of that, they're gonna be outside in this world
It's
doing their
true.
thing, getting piped down by the next
It's true.
motherfucker. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
true.
And your life stop and their life keep going. So it's not worth giving your life away just because somebody didn't care about you and love you, wanted to hurt you.
It's true.
That's just, you gotta have emotional control in such
And you know what?
situations.
As we're discussing this, I'm thinking the percentage of you know men that react to a situation like this is probably different to the percentage of women's reaction.
Mhm.
I think that's something that we need to look up. Like,
Yeah,
what's
that'd be interesting.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I think for a man, we're likely to be more reactive to the extreme. To me, because you know when you men we love hard. It's just especially to those of us who take our relationships serious. We can be very territorial with our
Mhm.
women, and that's why um, we would prize that. We would prize our women. So for her to step out, it's a few guys that could take that and be like, it's not a big deal. But to me, and when you really love somebody
Mhm.
and you value the time, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of close knit energy
What's the
that
is the energy?
the bond.
Is you not only putting the energy and making that emotional bond, but
Hmm.
also you invested so much into this
Yeah, it's a
person.
lot of time
Your
invested.
time, your money, every little resource you got, your attention. And you could have done so many things, but because you want this relationship to work, you sacrifice for this relationship so many things. And now this
Yeah,
person done spit on everything that you done built.
yeah, yeah,
Man,
yeah.
so
Yeah, it
it's
could be
understood.
devastating. Yeah.
Devastating. That's the perfect
But
word.
all in all, I think that as a man, we don't take this type of thing too lightly. That's why I think these are the cases where somebody gets killed or something. I
Yeah.
feel like a lot of time it's the guy coming towards the
Right.
situation,
Right.
right? A female, there's few females that could be very extreme too in the way that they react, but for the most part, I don't think a female is always gonna go to the extent of killing somebody. Y'all feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like a female might spaz out. She might destroy some things. You know what I mean? But I don't think
You
she's
know,
gonna.
mess the car up. You know, do
Yeah,
some.
yeah, she's gonna go that route. And I think with that being said, it changes the dynamics because usually the victim is. I could only speak from a guy's perspective because we men usually would react and end up incarcerated, right? So, and it's just a thing, you know. We don't take that too lightly, you know what I'm saying? But um, I want to get into, you know, just a summary, right? Because I didn't really get to explain the summary, and just to give you guys, a synopsis of the base of where this conversation entails, or what this conversation entails, right? This topic explores an aftermath of infidelity with a marriage when the betraying spouse is confronted with the consequences, including legal repercussions and imprisonment, right? It examines emotional fallouts, trust disruption, and coping strategies for the betrayed partner. The incarcerated spouse accountability and rehabilitation, and the dynamics of rebuilding and redefining relationships, whether through forgiveness, separation, or new boundaries. The discussion can cover empathy. This discussion will cover empathy, accountability, communication, setting boundaries, financial and legal implication pertaining considerations and pathways to healing or moving forward after a profound breach of trust, because that's basically what this is. It's like a breach of trust, and it's an unfortunate thing to happen. I wouldn't wish it on nobody.
No, man. Yeah,
I
that's
wouldn't wish it
terrible.
on anybody, because now this is for only who people for people who hold commitment and trust at high regards in relationship. You don't have to be married, to uphold these type of, morals and standards. You could be just someone who don't believe in bad karma. You believe in good karma. So you like to put good things out. You like to treat your spouse or your significant other with that level of love and respect because you want it in return. And it could be entirely based on just that, right?
Fact.
Um, but there's other deep, significant values for upholding commitment. And it's way more rewarding when you treat someone you love with that respect,
Absolutely.
if that makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Because a lot of times we have a tendency to think, all right, if I can get away with it, I'm going to do it, right?
Right.
But honestly, you're still sowing bad seed because karma do not miss. It does not miss.
You could say that you're getting away with something, but deep down, there's something inside you. Just the fact that getting away with something, you know is wrong and you're doing
Yeah,
wrong. And so personally, I feel like that's gonna fester in your spirit and show in different ways.
in a bad way.
In a bad
In a
way.
bad way. I feel like only you have to be some form of sociopath or have sociopathic tendencies
Mhm.
for you to this not to bother you.
If especially if you love somebody,
Especially if you love
man,
somebody.
come on, you can't tell me you love somebody and do things
And
like hurt them in
there's
such
no
ways.
way.
Nah.
There's no way. And I don't. I mean, I don't believe it. I just don't believe. I know people might have different takes on this, but
Mhm.
there's absolutely no way that you really love. Like I ain't gonna lie, I've been in situations where I've seen how a particular female loved me so much to where just me not talking to her for
Mhm.
a day shattered her.
Really?
Yeah, and
Mm.
these are the type of emotions that you want in relationships, bro. Like you want
You
someone
want that. Yeah.
who can't go a day without you. You
That's
feel what I'm
right.
saying? Like,
That's right.
and I'm talking about
Yes.
the way it affected her. It blew my mind because I'm like, wow. Now, mind you, a lot of us coming from traumas, shit that we went through in passing, it's not good. It left a bad psychological effect on you, and moving forward, it affected your trust. You might not be as trusting
Right.
with the person you're
You
with
know.
because
Yeah.
of what you've been through, right? But when you come into contact with genuine love, man, it's something totally different because now you're just realizing, bro, I have deprived myself of this type of affection towards me, which is what I always wanted and needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that it's a beautiful thing when you meet someone that actually cares about you genuinely, right? And because of that is the reason why we're talking about this, because there's absolutely no way you could just know this. You got a woman with you, or you got a man that got your best interest at heart, and do something slimy or filthy and not feel it. Like, you know what I mean?
Or they say there's a phrase that says you don't know what you got till it's gone,
Till it's gone, yeah.
and you're gonna give up maybe like a momentary pleasure because we're human. You feel me? Like, it may not fit for everybody, but something something's always gonna look good. Somebody's always gonna be attractive.
It's true.
You might have a guy that you love, or you might have a lady that you love, and there might be somebody that looks physically better than them. It's a big world. There's a lot of people.
It's a big world, yeah.
But we all make a choice, right? A
Yeah.
decision. You love this person. If you gave in to every single impulse that you got as a human being, you would be a disaster.
True.
You would either be dead, locked up somewhere, anything. But what separates us from animals is our higher thinking, our self-control. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you always gonna feel things, but if you really love this person, you always gonna maintain these boundaries.
Yeah, there has to be some boundary. And like I say, we're not trying to be squares about this.
No.
It's niggas who just don't give a damn.
And if your lady don't give a damn, or your guy don't give a damn, if you step out, then that's not really the right person for you.
Yeah. And I feel like you should have seen these red flags prior to being married, right? But so, be that as it may, some people get into marriage, and they're blindsided by this somehow. You know what I'm saying? But I want to structure this conversation. I have a few questions, and we can definitely build around this. But I feel like this needs to be picked apart, right? And I'm gonna just run through a few questions. And Ken, you could respond accordingly, right?
I'm here.
So, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see. How does imprisonment affect or change the dynamics of the healing after infidelity? Now, you could only answer that question really if you have actually been in prison, right? Now,
which that's all you, right there.
Right. Now, I've been incarcerated after it, and it definitely gives you a lot of time to sit down. Now, the phases that you will go through from actually being incarcerated to going through the motions of being reminded on a daily basis of what you saw, that can be something out of Hell's Kitchen. Like, for real, because every day, and let me tell you the bad part about going to jail after somebody cheated, right? You gonna be locked up with niggas who all these niggas talking about is who smashing who baby moms while they in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm telling you, that conversation is going to destroy you on the inside, because these niggas, it's a normal thing to talk about this in jail. And I'm talking about on a constant basis. They have no idea how destroyed you are being in a situation. Now, if you are like me, I didn't have no money for no attorney.
Right.
So I had to sit in there for like 6 months. And I'm going to tell you, I went through every emotion regarding that. I'm talking about from hearing the conversation and how flamboyant they was throwing around, smashing another nigga's lady while he's in jail. You know what I mean? It's almost like a badge of honor for them, you know what I mean? Which was crazy. But then there was other things that I experienced, like, just being limited on being able to talk to her. And then when I get off the phone every night, I'm like, she's probably with somebody else. That is the worst.
Yeah, man.
Bro, that's the worst every night, because now you're not going off for assumptions. You actually had visual.
You got visual, and you know it's still going. Like this
Yes.
person is not gonna feel sorry for you and be like, you know what, let me not do anything while he locked up inside.
No
Like,
way.
man, that person's still gonna enjoy themselves,
No way, bro.
They're still
And
gonna do them,
I'm
man.
telling you, bro, it's the worst feeling. Man, I remember this, bro. I empathize for any man that had to go through this, bro. It's the worst thing ever because you have to go through the motions of this person that you loved, and now you're restrained. Your freedom is taken away. All you left with, Ken,
Yeah.
is a 2x4 and your thoughts.
Yeah,
You
that
know how
sounds like
destructive
torture.
that could be,
Sounds like torture, man.
bro. That you just be wanting to just go left. You feel what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I just think that it provides some form of healing because you get to come to terms with the fact that this person stepped out
Right.
and it violated your moral compass. Now, if you, depending on where you are in your life, age wise, and with regards to experience,
Mm-hmm.
it could have a different effect
Right.
based on that, right? Because
Right.
if you're a young person, the way you're going to go through that can be hard because you're dealing with straight raw emotions. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if you had some sort of experience, at some point, you'll be able to compartmentalize what actually took place and know how to put it in its
Right.
place. Is 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 this a deal breaker for you, or are you willing to understand why and rebuild?
Yeah.
And is it fixable? And do you want to fix it? All these questions has to be answered,
Right.
right? It's not easy, bro. I'm telling you, I
No.
know this thing because I went through it myself. And I
Mhm.
don't think, if I'm being honest, prison is not much different from the county. If you're in a situation like this, you're in jail.
Mhm.
Your freedom is already taken away. So
Mhm.
you're sitting amongst, you have to face your fears at this point head on, right? So it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's different if it's different if you was free because you have, yeah, it's different because you have an opportunity to still go left or right?
Mhm.
Meaning negative or positive. You could either want to fix things because you could you go through all of these emotions, like, babe, what made you do this?
Mhm.
This is the worst thing you could have ever done to me. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? If you're mature about the way you feel, because I'm telling you, age has a lot to do.
Yeah.
If you're young, right,
Yeah.
in your 20s, you probably be the type that could go left.
Just crash out.
Yeah, you could crash at F this chick. You know what I mean? Like you but and deep inside you really care about her, but you still feel like there's so much anger because you feel betrayed.
Because you care.
You care.
Yeah.
Right. And it takes for people to understand that, to understand, that that's needed for you at the time. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But generally speaking, after you go through all of your emotions, bro, I mean, all you're left with is now you're forcefully presented, hey, how do you want to move forward? Because I don't know that this type of case is a domestic violence case, right? So it could range from probably 5 to 20 years, 25 years, depending on how serious it is, right? If it's 20 years, I mean, it's a wrap to me.
Mhm.
When you are released, it'd be something out of heaven that would bring you two back. But a lot of times, you probably mess around and she's gonna move on, and you're probably gonna move on. You know what I mean?
Man.
So
I personally don't even consider or think about ever like forgiving anybody that,
that betrays,
man,
right?
come on, how can you? Like,
Mhm.
if somebody cheats on you, Hash, right? If a woman cheats on you, do you believe that she respects you?
Absolutely not.
So
Absolutely not.
do you believe that a woman that doesn't respect you can submit to you?
No, it's no way you could
Right.
put the two together. Yeah.
So then if she don't respect you and if she can't submit to you, then why are you with her at that point? And if there's no sense of consequence, in my opinion, if she did the worst, right? She betrayed you and she still has you and she did the worst, then she can't fear losing you. So at
Now,
that point, there's no sense of consequence.
now I'm not
You
gonna lie.
understand?
As you bring a really good point, right? I've also been in a situation, in that specific situation, where I actually forgave her,
Wow.
and I came home and I married her.
Damn, Ash.
And that sounds crazy to some people, but at
Yeah.
the time, I was really young, bro. And it wasn't like we had no major wedding. It was like we went to the courthouse. And I'm gonna be honest, the reason I did it was merely because I understood her upbringing and how deprived she was of a dad. Imagine that's how much I loved. Like I've gone to the point where I actually just,
So you
I was
felt like it was your responsibility to heal her?
I
Yeah.
thought that I could, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that does not work.
No.
It
No.
doesn't work, and it doesn't work for one reason, because it while you're being forgiving, also depending on where she is as far as her maturity level. If she's younger, she's probably and she's not someone that is, you know, moved by consequence or like conscience. She can look at that like, if he forgave me that time, he probably will do it
Do
again.
it again.
And
And
I'm telling you,
yeah,
that window is terrible.
it's like for me, it's very obvious. If you try to shoot a police officer, right, or shoot anybody with a gun, what's the worst that can happen to you? You get your life
You
took,
get killed, yeah.
right? And that's the ultimate loss right there, right?
Yeah.
Ain't no coming back from that.
Nah, no coming back.
So you ain't gonna do some stupid ass shit like that because you don't want to lose the ultimate precious thing that you got, which is your life. So if you don't want to lose the ultimate precious thing,
You
which is
wouldn't
your
do it
person,
again. Yeah.
you wouldn't do it in the first
It's
place.
true, you wouldn't do it in the first place. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. To correct that
So
statement, yeah.
if that person does it to me, there's just like you said earlier, that person was just never yours.
No, she didn't belong to you.
Never.
And I've had to ponder on this for a long time, because like you say, we talk about the two shows, his and hers, and Reasonable Doubt. This is what's being publicized in there. It's like you guys can have infidelity and work it out. And honestly, in my opinion,
No.
you can't.
No.
I just feel like,
No, no.
and I'm open
No.
to being objective here, but
Ain't gonna be no counseling. We ain't gonna
no,
hash it out. It's done. Like we
no.
done, bro.
And I ain't gonna lie, I can't. I've seen that. Like, I feel like for some of us, we could be so caught up into uh, a traumatic, toxic relationship that
Yeah.
we could become used to this.
Codependent.
Yeah, codependent. That's the word.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. You're right
And it's
about
the
that.
point where you're like drawn in. You're like,
Mhm.
man, this is awful. But in some weird way, you're drawn into the act of it.
Well,
And
like you said, it was like this person needs me. Like they
yeah,
kill
yeah,
me, they need
yeah,
me, or
yeah.
there's also the perspective of I'm so invested, I already put in more time. I don't want to start all over.
I think
with
that's
something
a
new.
valid point.
Yeah.
I think that's because I think that's why, because I've done that. I've had to, how you say, become like a coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I caught myself feeling like, man, and then I seen it. So it's like some confused, mixed up, visuals you have. So some of us, as weird as this may sound, you may think that you're even turned on by this.
Damn.
In
That'd
a
be
weird
crazy.
way.
That's sick, man.
It's sick. But these are some of the effects that
Yeah.
can happen
Yeah.
from you seeing it. This is why I feel like it's really bad. And I feel like if someone does this type of thing to you, they definitely don't. They couldn't have cared about you.
No.
There's no way you could care about someone. So, I think that part. I don't know. I don't even know if it's worth it. I don't think it's even worth it to respond at all, because if you think about it, and now I'm a lot more experienced now. I see a chick while I'm with someone that steps out on me. I wouldn't waste one vessel on the thought. I'm like, oh, she wasn't mine, and I had to move around, right?
So do you feel like there are signs of somebody that's not necessarily doing it, but maybe they're leading into that
Tendencies.
Yeah.
I definitely believe there's signs,
So
and
what
you
do
will
you
see it.
What would you see?
Okay, so and I'm glad you asked this, bro, because it's so important. There's most definitely signs that you're dealing with someone that has these type of tendencies early in the relationship, right? Things like not responding to calls when they supposed to, text messages taking super long. You call them, they not picking up the phone. And then when you bring up the fact that that might have bothered you, they're not taking the time to secure you. That is a huge red flag.
I
Because
see what you're saying.
yeah, because and I say that because this is so good, bro. Because I had this experience, and like for instance, when I had that experience where you know the person I was talking to, she was devastated that when she called me, I didn't pick up. And the reason why I didn't pick up at the time was because I was trying to avoid an argument. So I kindly asked her, hey, you know what? Can I call you back, right? But in the heat of her emotions, she decided to call me right back. And when she decided to call me back, I wasn't ready. So she kept calling. And I ignored the call. And I later learned that by me ignoring the call, I extended some form of neglect to her. And this shattered her in such an emotional way that she almost felt like I overdosing on alcohol and drugs that day.
Damn.
I'm just trying to share with you how neglect can affect some people, right? Now, I had no idea that she felt this way, right?
Okay, but when she never told you, I really need to talk. Did you communicate I need some space to her at all around that time?
Actually, I did. I mentioned it to her, but once again, this is someone that at the time I just was beginning to get to know. So I'm just like, my experience this is why experience plays a major role, people, in these type of situations. Because of my experience, I was able to pause and realize how me not answering the phone made her feel.
Okay.
And when I tell you I felt awful, this is where conscience kicks in, right? Because I have a conscience. Because even though I felt like not answering was better than staying on the phone and arguing, it was depriving her of a language or something that she needed to convey or communicate to me. And by not picking up the phone, I neglected that need that she had.
Yeah.
And I think that made me feel awful. You feel me? Because I'm just like, man, and she cried. She sent me a voice note. She cried. And I'm just like, man, it made me feel terrible about, even though I was trying to avoid a heated moment occurring and us exchanging words and saying something we don't want to say, by not allowing her to communicate how she feel, I just made that even worse.
Right.
You feel me? So this is why I'm saying you definitely see red flags if you're dealing with somebody. You mentioned certain things. That's why there's no way you could say this just sprung up. There's so many conversations to be had before leading to this type of response that there's no way you could not have seen, not with the intuition that's given to you by God. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to pick up something. You might talk about a certain topic that relates to, okay, well, how you feel about, matters that relate to, if you was in a situation and, you know what I'm saying, you had the opportunity to, to do something outside of your significant other's presence, how would you respond? Her whole response or his whole response is gonna kind of tell you where they're at. Where, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's no way you could miss this type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
So would you date or take somebody seriously that has had an instance or a history of infidelity?
You know what? Now, that's a good question, because there's a part of me that would want to give someone a chance, right? Because I'm a staunch believer. I'm no judge, right? I'm not perfect. I got flaws of my own. But be that as may, there's also morals and principle that I stand on. And I'm a staunch believer in you treat people the way you want to be treated. It's not because I have the upper hand. It's because I don't want you to do it to me.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm a believer in this. And I think it's a base kind of standard to want to abide by. It doesn't have to be anything else. People like to, oh well, he might not be worth it, or she might, you know what I mean? I'm just exploring my options. Bro, there's no such thing. What options? What option are you
Right.
exploring?
Right.
You either want a relationship or you don't.
Yeah.
And that determination needs to be made before you meet the person. You know what I mean? So this way you don't because if you come into a situation not knowing what you want, you are now gonna take away the other person's
I was about to
options.
say that. I was just about to say exact. You're exploring your options, so you either you know what you want and you willingly with a person that you clearly don't want and it's not for you,
Uh-huh.
or you really don't know what you want and you just wasting people's time.
You're wasting someone's time because actually, if you're in a situation with the other person that you're dating at the time is serious about and know what they want,
Mhm.
right there, you should know. And once again, experience, 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 guys. It's a beautiful thing, right? I was even recently able to make a decision on a situation, where I met someone that was really serious about me, like, but she lived far away,
Yeah.
and I could tell in conversation on the first conversation, and how intense she was trying to express, you know, how she felt about a relationship. I could tell right off the muscle it wouldn't be good. And the only way I could have told that is because of my experience. Because she just from based on what she's telling me or she shared with me, I could tell she wasn't a promiscuous woman. She had very low numbers in who she chose to talk to.
Okay.
And the distance in which she abstained, according to what she shared with me, I could tell that she's not this type of female. So if she decides to commit, she's gonna be fully committed.
Right.
And me, it's not that I couldn't return that type of commitment to her. It was the fact that I've been in long distance relation before, and I know how hard it is to feel. It's a pressure. It's like that you have to uphold this. And me personally, to each his own. But I want to be able to see my person whenever I wanted to see him. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like I don't want to. It's days where y'all go. I'm telling you, in conversation, long distance could bring you and a person super close because of the fact that that's your only form of communication. So that means all your energy is poured into that. So that means your conversation gonna be so intertwined. Y'all could elope
Yeah.
on the phone just over
Yeah.
conversation. That leads to heightened emotions. That's going to motivate wanting to see the person. And then when you hit that wall that you can't see them, it could kind of set you back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like, because of my experience, I was able to say, you know what? Nah, I don't think that's the route I want to go. Right. And right there, I allowed her to still have her options on dating. And we didn't waste anybody's time, if that makes sense. Right. So, but, if you don't have experience, you might explore these things. And depending on where you both are, it may be a matter of try and fail.
Yeah.
Trial and error. Sorry.
Yeah. Trial and error.
And so either way you're gonna learn. But the more experienced people, you know what I'm talking about. If you could tell by conversation. This is why conversation, a healthy conversation, is so important.
It's important.
It's so important because you can determine there's a lot of determining factors in being able to sit as we are sitting here and having one-on-one conversation. You know what I mean? And it's conducive to whether or not you and this person can have a relationship moving forward or you need to part ways.
That's so important. Communication, really genuinely getting to know the person that you're dating.
True.
You can date with, obviously you dating with intention, right? You are getting to know a new person. You give him a real chance, the benefit of the doubt, but you gotta communicate. You got to genuinely try to get to know them.
True.
Date with romantic intentions, but also try to be their friend at the same time.
It's true.
You have to.
Yeah.
Because they in you doing that and getting to want to be their friend on top of dating them as a potential partner, you're going to discover things about them. They're going to open up to you. And sometimes people say things without thinking at all,
It's
right?
true.
And
And
you go, whoa, you caught something. And
it's true.
you don't judge, you just, hey, let me like ask questions and go deeper
Yes.
into this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it just leads into you discovering this person may be
Yes.
great for me, or I think I may need to look elsewhere. And
Yes.
I appreciate your time. You
Yup.
know, that's it.
Yup. And honestly, that's what's the key to building something healthy, right? It's healthy form of communication. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I strongly believe, man, that communication is definitely the core
Yeah.
of whether or not you it's what permits you to make a healthy decision whether or not this person is fitting
Mhm.
for a relationship
Mhm.
long term, or I need to either give this person their freedom or the option to allow them their option to date outside or move forward in a different direction. You know what I'm saying? Because there's absolutely no way you could not tell what type of person you're dealing with.
And people ain't just gonna tell you who they are.
No.
You got to have the wisdom and the discernment and the skill set. And a lot of this sometimes comes from if you were fortunate to have a certain background, you had people impart some type of wisdom
Yeah.
into you. Sometimes you just gotta go through life and learn the hard way, you know, through experience, right? This is
Mhm.
why it's important, and this is why I love what Hash does in this podcast, because instead of having the opportunity, instead of losing opportunity, like me and Hash have been through different things in life,
Mhm.
but we come together and share our experiences and impart tools and wisdom and advice so that you don't got to put your hand on the stove and burn yourself.
Nope.
You already know that,
Nope.
hey, I learned that if I put my hand here, I'm going to get burned. You don't have to
Yeah.
go through the same pain.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that as a community, as a brotherhood, we forget to do that for ourselves.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? We forget to help those that coming behind us,
Mhm.
or even those that are in front of us that still haven't gotten yet, you know?
Yeah.
So it's so important for us to fellowship. Fellowship is super important. But back to the subject, you know, if you got a circle around you, then you learn. But if you learning through the hard way, you know, don't let that be a discouragement to you, right?
Yeah, nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You kind of like
But you gotta see those things, right?
you
Somehow,
have
some
to.
way.
And even and I realize seeing those things, it don't require a large amount of intellect, if I'm
A lot
being
of brain
honest.
power.
No, it doesn't.
You
Like
know?
because God already gave you a sense of discernment on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you might not be able to verbalize how you feel, you could sense, okay, this doesn't seem secure.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, right? So you're blessed if you're able to meet someone that has a high IQ and is very intellectual, and you guys are on the same page. Now, that's an additional form of bonding that you guys are going to enjoy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's different levels of bonding, right? But a lot of times opposites attract. You might be attracted to someone who IQ level is not as high. You
You
know what I'm
might like
saying?
to have power in the relationship, be the smart one in the
You know what I'm
relationship.
saying?
There's people like that. I agree with
Yeah.
that. There's people that they like to be the smartest one in the room, and that's
I
it
ain't gonna
in
lie.
life,
I
you
mean, I
know.
feel like if you're intelligent, you wouldn't choose to manipulate, if that makes sense.
Well, I wouldn't say if you're intelligent. I would say if you're if you're a good person,
Good
you know what I'm
person, yeah.
saying?
Good
Because
person.
you could be intelligent, but then you
Could-
could justify shit and be like, you know, well, I'm smarter than them, and you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
if it
yeah.
wasn't the case, then if I wasn't supposed to do this or you know try this, then I guess I wouldn't been born. They justify shit. You know what I'm
But you know
saying?
what's good about what you're saying, bro?
Yeah,
Um, someone with those characteristics, um, also would show their cards in the midst of conversation.
people always do. I think that we underestimate the subconscious mind and how when we get excited about something or we not, because our brain power is limited. We're
Mm-hmm.
doing so many different things at one time. that we can't watch everything if
It's
you're
true.
trying to hide something,
Yeah,
right?
it's true.
There's always something that slips up and come out. So I think that when, like I said, when you genuinely try to get to know somebody and you
Yeah.
genuinely listening to a person speak, they will reveal themselves to you not only through what they're saying, but when you put them up to action, right? So, for example, right, Ash, if you had a woman that you were seeing, right, and she was okay, she was all right with not hearing from you for 2 days straight, do you think, would you feel like this woman is into you truly?
Absolutely not.
No, right? Actions speak louder than
Absolutely,
words.
yeah.
So
Speaks
I
louder
already
than
see
words.
that this person's probably not for me,
Mhm.
because what person that genuinely wants to be with you or get to know you or is even excited about you is okay not hearing from you for a whole 24 hours, bro.
Exactly.
That's crazy,
Exactly. Because it interrupts, especially you'd be a fool to do this in the introduction phase of the relationship. Yeah. Because it clearly will give the person, if he or she is sensible enough, they'll be able to determine, okay, you're not serious about
Yeah,
this. Something
you ain't
about
serious.
consistency is mandatory. It's in the
Mandatory.
introduction phase.
Said it.
And
Mandatory.
a lot of times, if the introduction phase goes well enough, you guys could catapult into leveling up and becoming closer if you both share the same interests.
How you started is how you finish.
That's how you finish. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And it's just so many determining factors. Because if you were playing the game only to get whatever you're trying to get, you still wasted your time and the other person. So you achieved nothing to me.
Nothing.
If it was about, even if it was about sex, you could just keep it funky with the person.
Yeah, keep it real.
You know, I've learned that from a woman too. You know, she told I met a female a long time ago. She told me that she said Hash, a lot of times when a chick sees a guy, she already chose. She already likes you.
It don't take nothing but 5 seconds for women to realize that she attracted to you or not, man.
And you know what's the crazy part?
Man. That's it.
She don't give a damn about your status, at all.
Hey man, that's a whole different conversation.
Oh my
man.
gosh,
That's crazy. Yeah,
I've learned that, bro.
Yeah,
I've learned that.
It ain't take no. When a person is into you for real, ain't no convincing, man. Ain't no period of, let me grow onto you. Like they already want to latch onto you.
Yeah.
Everything else is just the development of a relationship.
Of course.
But they already want you though.
Of course.
Man, yeah, ain't no convincing. You can't convince attraction, man.
No. And she I'll never forget, she said to me, she said, Hash, the woman already wants you.
Whoa, man.
All you have to do is be honest with her.
Yes.
And not take her options away from her.
Tell her what you want.
Yeah,
and if she not cool with it, then she just not cool.
And a lot of times, in my experience, if you be honest with a chick, she more than likely is gonna give you what you want.
Listen, I've been in situations where I tell a girl, look, you fun, this is great, I love this, but I just want to clap tonight. I just want to clap cheeks.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
That shit is still it's dope because she probably want to do that too. That's probably what she want to do.
Take this. If she's in a space in her life where she look at me, right, and she know what's up, she got needs too, she a grown woman, she look at me, she think I'm a fine man, she probably gonna say yes,
Of course.
And on top of that, I kept it real, drama free, you know what I'm saying? I didn't try to lead her on. I just say, look, baby girl, I just want to clap cheeks. What's up?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
She might say no, and that's okay. But at the end of the day, she might not be down, but she gonna respect you because you kept it P with her.
You kept it funky.
Now she say yes, then my guy, you gonna get in there, you gonna have a good time,
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but it works the opposite too.
It's
right?
true.
You might be a guy. You might be a guy that you like, man. You know what? I'm having a good time with you, but I want to let you know, baby, that I want something serious. So if we do anything, I want this to lead into something in the future, There's guys like that too. Don't get it twisted. But it worked both ways because she might look at you and be like, "Look, you a cool guy, but I don't want nothing real. Like I just want to, I just want to have fun."
I ain't gonna lie. It's a beautiful thing when you meet a chick that is a straight shooter. You know what I mean? Like the type of chick that. Now I'm not gonna lie. If you are the type of person that understand energy, energy does not necessarily always involve a lot of this.
Yeah, that's true.
While communication can be a key factor, I've seen it where you could feel when a chick wants you like that.
Oh man, it's all subtlety. I mean, as a man, if you know the things to look for, you got a chick just staring you down the whole
body
time.
Language.
Body language is everything.
Body language
I
is
say
heavy.
if you go like out with a chick or you talking to a chick and you like her, like y'all feeling each other out, if she's sitting over there and you over here, most likely she not really into you. You know what I'm saying? Because a chick that feeling you, she gonna show on you.
But you know it's crazy, bro. Like I've seen it where sometimes you might. This is why we're so unique as people, the way how we're designed, right? Sometimes you might meet a chick that got all these morals and standards, right? She might be trying to hold back her attraction for you. But the energy is so strong, she can't do it. So when she come into your presence, she start doing shit that she didn't even plan to do.
Outside of her boundaries,
like for real. And,
but basically, what you saying, and that's great to say, the chick that actually like you, she breaks the rules for the guy that she like.
She's going to.
The guy that she don't like, she says all the rules for him.
She's going to, bro. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna share something with y'all.
That's what you're saying. That's interesting.
I'm gonna share something with y'all. That same lady that told me, I'll never forget her, bro.
Yeah.
She was from Alabama at the time.
Oh man, the best women come from.
I ain't gonna lie. She was raw. She was raw, right?
That southern love, and like women that come from that Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, that South Belt, man, is different, bro.
Hey, shout
out to all the Southern bells,
all the Southern bells, perfectly said.
All y'all beautiful black Southern sisters.
Beautiful,
bro.
You feel me? And
shout out to all y'all. I love y'all.
I've had the pleasure of meeting some beautiful souls in the South, man. No lie.
And we're gonna do a South tour one day, man. Oh, it's gonna happen.
Oh man,
it's gonna happen.
That's gonna be full of shenanigans. For real, because it's a lot that come with that. But now I would never forget. She would tell me, like, she's like, you know what I mean? She was like, she basically gave herself to me, and then make sure I was suited going back home. Now, I ain't gonna lie. At the time,
had a to-go box lunch.
To-go box like a mug. You feel me? Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. At the time, the person I was with already cheated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
you didn't really feel no type of way.
I didn't feel no
attachment.
Like I was like on some, bro, shoot, I'm down to spend the night. What's up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she was like, no, sweetie. She said, we're gonna keep this thing exclusive between us. She almost like, you know how the nigga have a tie on? She kind of fixed my tie on. Bro, I'm talking about, we just finished painting the floor, you feel me? But the way she handled me was so mind blowing. And she was a little older than me at the time. And I'm just like, bro.
But I gotta ask you, Brody. I really gotta ask you. You was still with your lady, right? Who cheated on you.
At the time?
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah.
Bro, why didn't you give all that shit away, put that shit to the side, to the past, and kept the real one right in front of you?
You know why, bro? Because once again, depending on where you're at in your maturity level, age, experience, at the time it was like I found myself empathizing with, some of the things that she was deprived of, and felt in some way that giving her a second chance would be me showing her that the world can be merciful. You know what I mean? You're not perfect.
Damn.
Why, right?
I understand.
To be Jesus exactly.
Shit, But what about you? Like, what about you when you was receiving that type of love and affection
Man,
from?
good question,
You know what I'm
Ken,
saying?
bro.
What
Good
about
question.
your needs? Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
good question. You know what it is, bro? Some of us, if you're like me, I'm a selfless kind of lover,
you
bro.
are,
I'm
man.
talking about selfless.
Yeah, I know you are, man.
To the core. Like, if I really love you, bro, like, I would accept you with all the flaws you come with, right? And a lot of times, if you're this type of person, you'll wind up being taken advantage of most of the times. You're gonna be abused because people just they love that. You know what I'm saying?
There's little love in the world today, and so when you got people that ain't healed and are like black holes almost, like there's no bottom to them, so that when they latch on to somebody like that got a lot of love, it's just draining for that person that has the love to give. You know.
And I think now that I've learned a different part of myself, I'm considered a healer myself.
Yeah.
Because I have this type of nurturing kind of ability to, cover you with all of your struggles and your flaws, especially if we're having, especially in situations like relationships, right? I could look at you and just be like, you look like you seem to be struggling with this, and this, but I could kind of love you past this, and this. And that's where you become a doormat in a lot of cases, right?
Man,
so it's not, it doesn't have much benefit, but I do want to say that spiritually, and if you understand how karmic reliefs work, your reward is coming. Like, it's on the way. It might not seem like it at the moment, but I'm telling you, the universe has a way of turning things in your favor, and you could end up on a winning end. So the only person who really lost was the person who thought they had one up on you.
You just gotta persevere. You just gotta, continue to pour into yourself.
Yeah.
You don't gotta forget, but you gotta forgive so that you can move on, so that you can go to a higher space.
No, it's true.
And you gotta persevere. You gotta be somebody who is resilient. The world doesn't celebrate people who got it easy. The world celebrates people who go through things, who accomplish, obstacles.
Well, you know what? I want to say the universe celebrates people.
Yes.
The world don't give a
who
damn.
Overcome.
Huh?
The universe celebrates people who overcome.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I feel like,
But, I think that people do too because, like, for example, I box, and boxing's popular, right? It's always been the most popular sport in the world. And it's been the most popular sport in the world because you got two human beings, two men that go fisticuffs with each other, and somebody's supposed to get knocked down, somebody's supposed to win. We always love a good underdog story, you feel me? Because we see ourselves in the fighters that we watching, and we see, and when we the fighter, our problems are across the other side of the ring, and we imagine ourselves knocking that shit down, winning, overcoming, getting knocked down. Everything was against us, but we still overcame that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get what you're saying.
And so all I'm saying with that is to the people that, like we talk about infidelity, the men that gone through it, even the ladies that have gone through this, is hard, right? Nobody said that betrayal is easy. Of course it's not easy. You know what I'm saying? Like you mentioned earlier, it's stuff like this that make you take a life and give up your whole freedom. But at the end of the day, you gotta be able to have this certain type of strength within you to overcome that emotional roller coaster that's gonna come with it. Because once you overcome that, because it's gonna come to an end, right?
Yeah.
The roller coaster don't end. Once you overcome that, brighter days are coming. Once you pour into yourself and love yourself.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? And the ultimate revenge is success at the end of the day.
True.
Right?
True. Yeah, I feel like with regards to the topic that we're discussing today, the objective would be, if you can't avoid this type of relationship, we're just trying to render counsel on how you can avoid it, right?
Right.
Because even though a lot of us learn from trial and error, if we could not waste 5-10 years on someone.
Facts.
I think that would be, way more.
And you said it, you caught it, man. That communication, that discernment,
It
really
is.
getting to know somebody and talking to somebody. Don't get caught up in how big the ass is, or how big the nigga wallet is, or no, how big his dick appears to be. No, man, fuck all of that shit.
Yeah.
Put all that shit to the side as a distraction. Get to know
this person. Yeah. Get to know this person. And I think it would save you years of heartbreak and disappointment, right?
But we're gonna have to wrap up too.
Okay. So, man, it's crazy. We always get so deep. We get so far into
like 2 hours already, man.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Oh, we did
2 hours on camera,
we did that with a breeze then. But all right, so do we have time for any more questions or no?
Right, we're going to wrap it up.
All right.
We're going to wrap
Man,
it up.
all right, well,
I know, listen, y'all going to probably get a part 2.
All right, this is definitely going to be a part 2. But for now, man, I just want to say, with regards to to conclude our topic today.
They got AZ playing in the back, too.
Yeah. Look out for signs. When you meet someone, pay attention, especially if you're a person that wanting to have something serious. You have to pay attention in the introduction phase or the introduction period to red flags. You have to. There's no way you could get past that and say you didn't see, because overlooking a red flag is gonna guaranteed cause you heartbreak in a situation and disappointment, right? But I just want to thank y'all for taking the time, to come kick it with me and Ken as always. Like I said, if you guys enjoyed the topic and you want to engage, please reach out via inbox. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube channel is The Potent Perspective, POETIN, Perspective, all one word. THEPOETIN, Perspective, all one word, right?
Drop a like, subscribe, comment in the bottom. This is a community. Dialogue with us, dialogue with each other.
Yep.
And first episode of 2026 and
first
many
episode
more to come for y'all.
Yeah. And also Instagram, my handle is #potent1. TikTok, my handle is #potent1. Facebook, you could look me up, #potent. All of that you could find under #potent, right? Now, we got some other things in the works, but we're still building, and this thing might involve us moving from one location to the next, but we're going to try to keep it as consistent as we possibly can. But for now, I just want to say thank y'all, man, for sitting with us, and kicking it with us in this hell of a establishment, at Sweet Lips. You know what I'm saying? You want to come chill and get your mind off some things you got going. Bring your sweet lips to the spot. You feel me? You know what I mean? Shouts to the owner, Moses, for having us. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you, man. And I hope that we could do this again here. Ken, what you say?
100%. We're going to be back. I love this vibe.
Yeah.
We definitely going to shoot another episode.
Shoot another one.
Beautiful.
Man, well, thank y'all, man. Until the next time, like I always say, keep it P. You heard? Peace.
I speak on behalf of the lost, on behalf of the little nigga trying to get a Porsche.